You ever feel grumpy, unfocused and simply just tired all the time? Not getting enough shut-eye could be the culprit behind these feelings. This video will teach you the importance of sleep and some great tips that will help you sleep and improve your overall sleep quality. When most people decide that they're gonna improve their health, they embark on a journey of changing their diets from junk food to grilled chicken salads and getting a gym membership so they could do bicep curls with the rest of the gym bros. Although these changes are for the better and have their fair share of benefits, these methods can be useless in the long run if you're sleep deprived. It's not surprising to hear statistics such as 20% of the world is sleep deprived when you realize that most people can't go through a whole day without multiple cups of coffee or energy drinks. By making caffeine and artificial sugar a staple in our diet, we not only compromise the health and well-being of our physical state, we also damage our mental state as well. Before I get into what actually happens to your body when you are sleep deprived, let me dive deeper into sleep itself, since you do spend a third of your life sleeping anyway. Sleep itself seems as though it's a simple process of where you lay down, close your eyes and hope to enter a state of unconsciousness for a few hours. But sadly, even right now in the middle of 2018, we still don't know the purpose behind sleep. Although this hasn't stopped the theories coming in, these theories vary from sleep being used to healing of the body to bizarre ones such as preserving ourselves from predators. Since a lot of predators are active during the night, and as humans we don't need to feed ourselves constantly, sleeping was a way of essentially making us inert for long periods of time so that the chances of us getting attacked by nocturnal predators were lowered. Although these are just theories, so now let's look at aspects we're more sure on, such as circadian rhythms. If you have ever noticed that you tend to get tired around the same time every day, this is because of something called a circadian rhythm. A circadian rhythm is what determines the duration and the timing of your sleep. There's something called a pineal gland in our brain that is used to send out a hormone called melatonin. This is a hormone that makes us relaxed and sleepy. This is why as the day goes on, we feel more alert because less melatonin is released, and at night time we feel more tired because more melatonin is released. So essentially, if our retinas detect light, they send signals to the pineal gland to release less melatonin so that we don't fall asleep during the middle of the day. This is a mechanism behind jet lag. Because you're traveling to another time zone, you're experiencing a completely different schedule of light, and therefore you might be experiencing 10 AM levels of daylight when your brain thinks it's 8 PM. So now we've covered the mechanism that gets us feeling sleepy, let's talk about what happens whilst you're asleep. When you're in a deep slumber, whether you know it or not, you go through 4 stages of sleep: rapid eye movement, REM, and 3 non-rapid eye movement stages, NREM stage 1, 2 and 3. NREM stage 1. Stage 1 is a light sleep where you drift in and out of sleep and can easily be awakened. It's during this stage where alpha waves are released, and where some people may feel hypnagogic sensations. This is when they feel as though they are falling and their body jerks startling them. NREM stage 2. This stage is where your body releases rapid bursts of brainwaves called sleep spindles. You are now definitely asleep and getting ready for your deep sleep, but you can still be woken up easily. NREM stage 3. Your body is now in a deep sleep. It's in this stage where your body releases extremely slow waves called delta waves. Your body is now far less responsive to external stimuli such as someone yelling "wake up" than when in other stages. This leads us to the most important stage of sleep, the REM stage. In this stage, your brain is potentially more active than when you're actually awake and alert. Your brain's ability to control the body is switched off and you're pretty much paralyzed, except the eyes. REM sleep itself is a very mysterious area that we don't really know much about. One idea behind REM is for the consolidation of memories. This is where your brain is organizing and maintaining our memories and establishing new connections between the old and new memories. This is a whole sleep cycle and it repeats itself about every 90 minutes, several times a night. Now we know more about why we feel sleepy and what happens during sleep. Let's go into what happens to our body when we don't get enough sleep. Number 1. Memory inbox. When we don't get enough shut-eye, we stop our brains from creating new memories. All the new memories which were formed throughout the day are sent to the memory inbox to handle. However, when you're sleep deprived, the memory inbox acts as though it's full and bounces off the incoming messages, and therefore you are not able to create and remember these new memories. There's a toxic protein called beta amyloid that is created in the brain when we are lacking sleep. This protein is associated with Alzheimer's, and it is during sleep when the brain's sewage system is at its best at removing toxins like beta amyloid. By not getting enough sleep, your brain is getting clogged up by these proteins, and therefore your chances of getting dementia drastically increase later in life. The immune system is directly affected after one night of 4 to 5 hours of sleep. There's a 70% reduction in cancer-fighting immune cells called natural killer cells or NK cells. It's because of this reason why it is known that sleeping less at night is a way of predicting the likeliness of the form of cancer you may get later on. Here are some other symptoms you could experience if you're not getting enough sleep. High blood pressure, trouble concentrating, poor balance, mood changes and severe fatigue. We've discussed a lot on why we feel sleepy and what happens if you don't get enough sleep, but now I'm going to end this video on 3 tips on helping you fall asleep quicker. Number 1. Regularity. Having a certain time where you fall asleep and wake up on every day. This includes weekends, and even if you had a bad night's sleep, try to get up and sleep at the same time every day. The second tip is not to lie in your bed when you cannot fall asleep. You need to teach your brain that the bed is for sleeping and not staying awake. So when you get into bed and you aren't able to fall asleep within 15 minutes, get up and go into another room and just do something that doesn't involve eating or a screen. An example of this is to go read a book or a newspaper. And only once you feel tired, then go back into the bedroom. By not laying down in a bed awake, you are essentially telling your brain that the bed is for sleeping and nothing else. Number 3. No naps after 3 p.m. Most people's sleep pattern is monophasic, meaning that they have one long period of sleep a day, but this is not the way we should sleep. A more effective method of sleeping is in a biphasic pattern. This is when you have a 7-8 hour long sleep at night, but you also have a nap in the afternoon. To ensure that this nap doesn't affect the sleeping pattern at night time, it's best to have this nap before 3 p.m. Hopefully, this video has provided you with enough information to know the importance of sleep and some great tips to help you get some quality shut-eye. If you like this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.